The history of publicity starts in ancient Greece, when they made political campaigns. In Rome, when different products had different packaging depending on the brand, and even in China, when products were promoted from mouth to mouth. In many historical events, similar publicitary strategies have been used like the ones we use today. They share characteristics, their functions, and contributions to culture. The first time that the term publicity was used wasn't until 1655. The invention of paper in China made the publicity with words and images possible, and this caused that some cities were full of publicity, giving an origin to publicitary contamination.
Is publicity considered an artwork? In the last decades, communications and publicity have suffered severe changes, since its primary intention is not only to communicate a message or to increase their sales, but also to use creative strategies to generate a psychological effect and make sure their brand is remembered. In order to adapt these new strategies, businesses have included artworks in their publicity in a modern and creative way. Andy Warhol completely elevated popular art and publicity in order to extend art's diffusion. However, even if artworks help in the description of a product, this strategy has caused the impairment of art. This also led to the evolution of photography and graphic design for publicity.
Most of the people don't know what is behind all the publicity and commercials they see on the streets. Behind all this, there is a way of visualizing colors, letter size, and images that are gonna get people's attention. For example, commercial, boxes, magazines. Publicity design includes different colors depending on the purpose and advertisements. For example, the color orange is associated with being hungry. Another thing that influences is what we image do use. This has to be linear. By this I mean when you see the tag, you can link it with the commercial. Artistic expressions are a way in which the artist expresses what he feels, his point of view, his idea, his beliefs, etc. Publicity uses artistic expression because we feel the need to find the right images to establish a visual communication that draws attention so that people can be interested in buying the product.
Advertising clutter is a term used to refer to a very high volume of advertising people are exposed to on a daily basis. It is considered to be a form of visual and physical contamination. The problem is, it is very disruptive to the natural urban aesthetic and can cause psychological problems such as stress and lack of sleep. Also, it contributes to 70% of the total waste generated each year in Mexico City. But what are companies getting out of it? Maybe advertising clutter is the best way to generate revenue? Well, it is not. As a matter of fact, advertising clutter has a negative impact on revenue, since it causes a sort of blindness to the consumer, preventing a true engagement with the product and, in consequence, lowering sales. This being the complete opposite goal of advertising, right? Nevertheless, there is a cure that will benefit businesses, consumers, and creative artists.
As a final result, we have come up with some different strategies to reduce the negative effect that publicity has in our lives. First, we strongly advise commercial companies to change from paper announcements to digital ones, because this will help both our planet and their economy, since it's 32% cheaper. Second, regulation policies should be implemented in our country. For example, in the 1960s, the first regulation towards public announcements was implemented by the United States, providing a specific number of announcements per square meter. Finally, we recommend that all paper announcements are made with recycled or biodegradable paper. Since there is not much for us to do to ban paper publicity, the less we can do is use biodegradable paper that comes from seeds and will be given a second life once it's reused.